Welcome to this pick a card, pick a pile reading. So this is a really important message for people, and your ancestors are really coming through at this very special time of Leo season and the Lionsgate. So depending on when you're finding this, you're ready to actually hear the message from ancestors. So if you pick the card, either the thunder drum, talking stick, or the flowing river, or 1, 2, or 3. So you can of course pick two different ones, or all three is absolutely fine, or just one. So feel what you're drawn to. Really ask your ancestors, what messages do you need to hear right now? So pause the video, have a real intuitively look. Thunder drum, talking stick, or flowing river. So let's get into it. So if you picked thunder drum, then your messages today are change. Thunder always comes to clear the air. We need that big dramatic change to actually move things forward. So we'll keep relating to that because it's with energy and calling in our spirits to actually help us with our journey through life. So a series of tarot as well as oracles will be revealed. So first of all, we have the nurturing lodge of the bowls, which is the mother spirit and all that she nurtures within her home. So this is a good indication that you need nurturing. You need to also nurture yourself. And these are the signs that happy families, happy homes are the best, when we've nurtured who we are. So when you've given to everything and everyone within your life, you also need to realize that a change is on the hand, that you too are going to be looked after. Also within this, you have that success. The teaching lodge of the arrows shows that we've learned our lessons with the help of others, especially that nurturing spirit. So your ancestors are really urging you to not only nurture yourself, but take time in learning your trades, learning the success of who you are as a person, and going forward with that success. So when we have confidence, we have confidence. So you can see in both these cards how the arms are upstretched to the universe, saying, bringing in the love, bringing in that success, and also paying homage to the wonderment of spirit. So this is a real amazing card for you, that when we ask, we receive. When we really want that success, we bring it down towards us. And this is what ancestors have done all the time. They've danced. They've recognized with gratitude where they are as people. And this is what we have to do. We have to nurture our soul and nurture our spirits to actually keep that success going. So when you have the Two of Arrows, this is an important message as well, because it means that your spirit guides are around you, here, all around you, in actually trying to show you these more opportunities. You have to look, you have to verbalize what it is that you're trying to look for. When we have two different directions of, I'll stay where I am, or will I go forward? Because this card here is all about that success. So you may have passed an exam, you may have got your job, but it says keep going. There are still opportunities to keep going. So this is an amalgamation of energy. It's like that marriage of two energies coming together, but aiming for where you're going in a nurturing way. So it is vitally important. And you can see yellow is a very important colour in this particular reading. So when we have yellow, that stands for intelligence, and it's a very happy colour as well. So when we bring the thunder after a big summer day, We need that clearing of energies that don't serve us, and that nurturing spirit of focusing and aiming and achieving. So even if we go down a difficult route, we know we've come from that nurturing spirit and we've already been that success. So we have Ten of Pipes there, which is very much about working very hard to achieve your goals. So working tirelessly around the clock is acceptable at times. A lot of the times this means oppression, but in this Medicine Woman deck, it means hard work does pay off. And hard work will, when we actually say to ourselves, is the journey difficult? What am I trying to achieve within this? So when your ancestors are around you giving that encouragement, just think that it's helping hands. So the helping hands and the helping encouragement is going to be always there. You've also got the grandfathers. So the grandfathers is the star card of hope, faith in yourself. So when we have that success, we have that hope. Now, within this card, we have the track. The family are following the grandfather's footsteps to lead you into your path. So when we aim and we've achieved in life, we need to follow in the footsteps of what we've asked for on a higher level than ever before. So even though we have the hope and faith, we have the trust that our direction is the right direction, because we need to nourish our soul. We need to nourish our dreams. So all in all, it's very successful if we listen to the sound of the drum, sound of our heart, sound of our mind. So that's good, isn't it? So you've also got the valiant courage there. So it's taking that necessary action to follow your dream, follow the opportunities that are out. When we do pass our exam or get the job, it's not the end, is it? It's the beginning. So sometimes we have to have that push towards our goals. Also, it can be related to romances. We need that start. Oh, good, I've got the phone call, I've got the text, but we need to carry things on. And that does take courage, because when we've been hurt in the past or afraid, we get knocked, our confidence is knocked. But this reading is, I am ready. It's the thunder drum. It's saying to the universe, yes, I want what I want. So it does take courage to do that when you have been knocked a little bit around. So aiming in a difficult path is always interesting, but that thunder is a clearing away of the dead energy. So really wanting something and gaining it is going to happen. So you have the Spear Queen here. This is the positivity of who you are as a person. So finding that desire, finding that passion is really important, to know that you are an achiever. And when we have that valiant courage of taking action, we have the sound, we have the action. So when we spear something in two of these spears, we're actually putting the inspiration and the willpower and the drive. So there is a particular colour in these cards of blue, which is transforming and really expanding into that kind of consciousness. So saying again what you do want is vitally clear. Banging on your drum. If you have a singing bowl, really use that. If you use sounds, mantras, use that, because it's the expression of your voice that's very important. That positivity in driving yourself forward and knowing that you've come from the Ten of Bowls, the Lodge of Bowls here, the nurturing Lodge of Bowls, is you've nurtured yourself, you know where you're going. So when you have Sword 8, this is what we were saying before. It's like, have your voice and don't listen to the mind if it's pulling you back out of fear. So this is why thunder is clearing away the negativity, clearing away the trap of, oh, I can't do it. Oh, I've achieved already. I can't go anymore. So this is about expansion of your mindset and not allowing people that you may not trust or whatever to come through and really make a kind of stance where things are difficult. So never trap your mindset. Keep going. You have your ancestors, you have your grandfathers pushing you, not pushing you, but guiding you, showing you the way, that hope and fear is there. But you've got to believe in yourself. Be the thunder. Be the rain. You see, you've got rain here and purification. So rain brings nourishment as well. So it's the purification of the desert and everything springs up. So after that dry patch, we need the thunder to clear away. We need the kind of, yes, I'm here, notice me. So when we purify ourselves in such a way that all is left is belief, self-belief, courage, change. And this is important when we have that two of arrows to focus where we are going and the direction that we need to go. So we need that motivation. We need to be that spear queen. We need to have direction. So the rain brings nourishment and life. So that's what we need, isn't it? And also you have that love and compassion. So a lot of you perhaps are trying to find that compassion and start having a relationship, that real groundingness of true love within your heart to really make way for new love and appreciation of yourself. So you can see here that this lodge was extremely important, the nurturing lodge of bowls, to actually see that when we are positive and when we've come from a nurturing spirit, and we have to do that to ourselves all the time, we have to nourish who we are. And then we can have that compassion for ourselves and also others, because after all, the nurturer is nurturing the whole family to make them have confidence and self-belief in anything that they approach within their life. So this is you guys. This is your ancestors having nurtured their family all through the ages. So this is what is necessary, even if we haven't had parents, or we haven't got a partner, or we feel alone. Your ancestors have been there, and they still are trying to guide you into nurturing yourself. And this is where the compassion comes in here. Reaching out to really love you. So you are loved. And that's where the confidence comes in. And the last card for you is the mystique in life. Keep charging ahead and don't take no for an answer. Expect miraculous solutions to appear. So this is important to have a look at the compassion, but also, where is it? With the sword 8. So when we're going forwards, we always want to go forwards. And this is about not taking no for an answer. This is going forward, trusting yourself in the direction that you have to go. So the message that your ancestors really want to say is stop making excuses. It is not the right time. I haven't lost the weight. I'm not in the right... Whatever excuse comes to mind. Sword 8, stop it. It's like it's no longer needed. If you have faith, trust and hope in your situation and your life, you want a better life. So this is all about the compassion for yourself. So have the compassion and have the love and have the drive, the force, the confidence going forwards. So as you can see, it really is up to you. But when we bang our own drum and make a noise, we need to be heard. So do that. Dance, sing, say what you want in a mirror. Really reflect that you have changed and you're bringing down to yourself the encouragement, the love that your ancestors want you to succeed. You've already got that success. They're saying you are successful. Definitely. So in order to really continue that way, you must keep that drive going forward. Does this make sense? Do make a comment. Thank you for listening. So if you've picked pile 2 and the talking stick, what's happening here is when we hold a talking stick, we're allowed to speak. We're allowed to have our voice and our opinion. So it is important, and sometimes we need to listen to other people as well. So obviously communication might be on your mind at the moment, but let's have a look at what the cards are actually trying to say. So let's have a look. So the first aspect is the 9 of Bowls. The 9 of Bowls is a great aspect to actually have within life because it is communication. When we have this couple going over to these people on the shore, we need to bring in our wishes, bring in our desires, and bring in goodness of what we need. So we have to tell ourselves what it is that we need on an emotional level. So for some of you, you're trying to get moved from one place to another, from drama to something that's more serene. So we need to communicate that not only to ourselves, but to other peoples. If you do work with your spirit guides and your ancestors, then even talking to past ones over will help you have that determination of drive to go to a more safer place. So safety and love is one of those things that is calling to you. So the direction of where we want to go, we have to listen to the signs of where we are aiming to actually go. And with the 2 of Bowls, one of those directions perhaps is to marry up, to get that energy of love, harmony, and really listening. You can see that they are holding this shell, this conch shell, and it is listening. So actively listening and communicating that love is all around. Love is what makes the world go round. But also when we have the 9 of Bowls and the 2 of Bowls, it's like all that love just can overflow, and that is what we need. So if you're a person who wants that commitment, wants that loyalty and trust, this is what we have to give to ourselves. And this is where the healing comes about. Really calling out to our soulmate to really nourish us and help us within our quest. So also here we have the Warrior and the Chariot. So this is a really beautiful card in how it moves things forward on a very Cancerian light. So instead of scurrying away, we need to face our reality and move towards those goals. So a lot of the time we say we're ready, but when it comes to it, we might use excuses of, oh, well, I'll do the online website, or I'll communicate to that person next week at the weekend, and we put things off. This is about taking charge. This is literally that spiritual warrior of truth. This is why the talking stick needs to be held to be able to express, I do want that committed relationship. Even though I've been putting up a block, I now want to commit to an aspect where things can be more peaceful. So it is an expression of the heart, an expression to where we are going. So the Apprentice of Pipes is a very interesting chi aspect, which is that life force within. So when we actually use our life force, we need to really communicate all those aspects where we have that inspiration, we're bigger than ever before, and we are attracting. So this is very much like the manifestation and the visualization of what we're telling ourselves. So manifestations and affirmations and all those things can really assist in where you want to go. So when we have the 2 of Bowls, it's like that energy coming together to really understand exactly what we do want. So the energy of our wishes or desires can come true when we really aim for that aspect. So it's like being aware And it's very much about actively listening. So it's looking for the signs within our life that things are on track. So we also have the rebirth and the sun. So this is a fantastic card for you guys to actually realise that the rebirth of the day, every time the sun rises, it's a new day, a new opportunity. But how many sunrises and days have we got? So we need to really be proactive. And this is a very interesting aspect when we have a look at the Apprentice of Pipes. So we need to go and have that happiness, that new day, that newness within our life. So a lot of you might want a deeper relationship, a family. And this is what the little baby is saying. You know, everything is possible in the light of the day. Everything is new. Take that simplicity and innocence of what your wish is. Doesn't matter what your wish is, but go for it. It's really saying, your ancestors saying, trying to actively communicate that happiness is there for you when you have that refreshed spirit. Also, you do have the Seven of Arrows, and this is slightly different in this particular deck. The Seven of Arrows is usually standing up for yourself, but this is a newness of going out and achieving what you want. So sometimes we do have to express to our partners, to ourselves, that we want a deeper commitment, we want to get married, we want kids, we want to maybe start a job, move away from the home life and kind of move forward. So this is achieving and having that success and support of your partner, support of your family, support of where you are. So it takes courage to go out and maybe move countries, start a new job, go back to university. All these things do take courage, and support. So this is what, like I said before, how many sunrises are we going to let go and not follow our dreams? So your wishes and your desires and your dreams are so important, and that's what we need to communicate. You also have ascending the mountain, which is very much like the Seven of Arrows in a way. Keep going forward. So staying true to who you are, even when it's difficult. You know, we are literally climbing the mountain and it can be a challenge. But when we get to the top of the mountain, we see everything before us. So everything is clearer. So that calling of the Nine of Bowls, teaming up with the energy of what you do want to do with the Two of Bowls and listening to what it is that you do want, you have to keep going. Keep going. This is your message. Keep going. So you've also got Grail 6, which is a great card of that nurturing spirit of the earth. So when we go in these caves, it's like it's dark. It's like going into that womb. So it's very much like the sun card as in the rebirth. So these two are reminding you that sometimes we have to go inside and have that darkness and stillness to really understand what it is that we're trying to achieve. So active listening to your inner voice and your higher self, as well as your ancestors at this time, is going to be vitally important to give you the encouragement, give you the love, and maybe if you don't know the direction you are going, to listen. So this is nurturing who you are, going within and really having the confidence to start your life in a way that you've not done before. You've also got Stone 8, which is very much like working hard for your goals. So a lot of times we do need that skill, and that was very much like the Seven of Arrows there. Finding that skill, going out. So this one and this one is learning. So maybe you have passed an exam or got a new job or just want the focus of where you are. So Stone 8 is learning your trade for a better future. So it's the building blocks of what you do want. So if you do want that deeper relationship, what are you building towards that goal? So it is quite easy, isn't it? So you have the Green Man and Synergy. What a lovely card. So this for yourself is literally, who are you, what are you nurturing, and where are you actually going within things. So it is kind of interesting how we look at nature, being grounded, having that growth, nurturing who you are. So it's very much like in tarot, the Seven of Pentacles, having that patience, but noticing what is round. So the energies of your desires, along with the ability and opportunity, is going to be there. So you might notice signs, you might even be making them yourself, as long as you're listening to yourself and really going forward. So that's really nice. Also, you do have Desert and the Vision Quest. So this is a very important one. So it does take time to actually understand who you are as a person. And you can see here with the Grail 6 that we need to go inside. We need to really look at attracting. So you see the Nine of Bowls is the wishing, the Two of Bowls is bringing together the harmony, the kind of what it is that you're wanting. So unless we're seeing it, unless we're putting ourselves directly in the picture of our life, of what we want, then it's not there. So this is why we have to have that stillness. We have to go and really understand that the vision of what we're seeing is so vitally important. And this is your vision. So have your vision. Talk to yourself. Use that talking stick to say to yourself, this is what I want. Make a vision board. Really see yourself in the picture. Really nourish who you are. It's so important, don't you reckon? You've also got Ray here. Yoga and exercise are essential to your well-being, peace of mind and spiritual growth right now. So sometimes when we are doing things within our body, we are moving through certain chakras, making the energy flow. I'm just trying to find that card. So Tai Chi is one of those things, that's a crane pose. That's important. So when we're moving our body in such a way with the gentleness, sometimes it has an effect on how we actually see ourselves and moving forward. So even if it's just a walk in nature, which probably is one of those good things if you haven't done exercise for a while. So in nature, doing breathing exercises and all the rest of it will really bring about that change, that movement forward, and make us healthy and just have that air. When we have air, we can express, we can talk. So the breath in and the breath out is one of those things that we are able to have that new life and see for ourselves that we can achieve our dreams. When we know where we are going, what we're wishing for, we know if we've gone on that vision quest and we've seen it, where our direction is, then this is great. Maybe you have been thinking, oh, I need more exercise. And then I want to do a workshop or start my own business in that. So some of these signs that you're seeing are a direction from your ancestors. So really use that talking stick, go on your vision, and really tell yourself exactly what it is that you want to achieve. Thank you for listening. So if you've picked pile 3 and Flowing River, this is your reading. So the flowing river that you've picked is moving forward. Sometimes when we have a river, it's going back to the source of this ocean. So we need to flow, we need to realize that once we have that direction of emotions and desires to go back to our source, then it is always moving. We need that movement. So sometimes when we have these rivers, we have weirs like this, or we have rapids, or we have very gentle aspects. So rivers are totally unpredictable, and they hold a lot of aspects and life within them. So the flowing river is about using that life force and directing it back to the source. So it's an amazing aspect that you've actually picked. So let's delve deeper into the tarot and oracle messages. So you do have the Seven of Stones. So just like the river that has a long journey, so do we. And we need that patience and building up our nurturing spirit. So just as the river holds many life forms within it and supports it in its home, in its environment, and also nourishes the riverbank. So we need to nourish our dreams exactly like that and really bring to ourselves the fruits of our labour. So a lot of the times we have to weed out what's no longer needed and bring to ourselves what is, and that is the life force, and that is bringing the consciousness, because the rivers and the oceans are like the sea of consciousness. So we need to consciously be aware of what we're holding within us and also what we're directing towards our goal. So this is where it's vital to bring about a sense of what do I need to eliminate from my life force and what need to bring into it. And that takes a long understanding of who we are as people and whereabouts along the river we actually are. You've also have the totem of arrows and the coyote. So the coyote is like a pack animal and works very much into communication. So we do need to communicate exactly what we are bringing to the table of our life. So when we have a look at this, it's like that support system for ourselves. So a lot of the times we might feel alone, or as a coyote is within the pack, where about in the pack are you? Are you the alpha male, the alpha female, or are you the underdog? So it is, where is our place? And our place, it has value. And this is one of the things, if we're feeling a little bit powerless, we need the patience to bring to us that bigger picture. So the flowing river will always flow to the ocean of consciousness. So we need that support in a bigger way with the totem of arrows. We also have the Four of Stones. So this can be a time of not so much giving up, but it's a time that you have to keep supporting yourself. You have to know where your direction actually is. So this is where, when we're building something up, we need to allow ourselves to move in such a way in the order of things of where we are. So everyone on the planet has their place, and every river has its place. So when we're building up what we want within our place, we have value, and we must know that, but we must also trust the process of where we're going. So imagine if we're a leaf on that flowing river, we're on top, but if we are that river, we have our own power. We might not be the best river on the planet, but we are still very essential. So this is what the Four of Stones are saying. Even if you don't trust the journey, just trust who you are and the ability to support yourself in anything that you're trying to achieve, and have that patience. So there you are with the Ten of Bowls. This is that happiness that brings when we're truly accepting ourselves and trusting our journey. Everything is fantastic. Everything is happy, full of love, and you know your direction because you are that river. And after all, the front of the river has already touched the ocean. So this is why you guys have got the Ten of Bowls. You're already there. So you may not believe you're already there, but you actually are. So kind of realize that, and you know, things can be more simplistic and more fine. So with the Five of Bowls here, well, when we think of our consciousness at the beginning of the river, you know, we just started dripping from the mountain. and we haven't quite made the sea. But it's the journey, isn't it? So we can't be too despondent and too sad that we are not in the place. If we're at the beginning and the end, that's a circle. So when we have a look at the 10 of bowls and the 5 of bowls of where we've come, then we have to remain happy where we are right now and not keep going in the past of where I have been and why aren't I there now. So everything happens for a reason, and when we go back to the flowing river, we support everything. We have the patience to make ourselves happy again, but we've got to trust that journey and not look at it, well, it hasn't worked before, so why is it going to not work now? Because it is. If you're a flowing river, you have to really change and adapt and grow and nourish yourself into what's coming next. So when we have your oracle cards, we have crossing the bridges. It's time for healing, connecting, mending and releasing. So here we have a bridge over your river. So when we have bridges, it's one land to another land over ourselves. So we're looking at the bridge which is elevated. So sometimes to cross that bridge, we have to elevate our higher mindsets. We have to connect with our spirits. We have to ask them where we are in this river. So we need to hold our own light, our own inner counsel, and be able to trust that no matter what part of the river or the journey we're on, we need to cross over to actually get to the goodness. So this is why here in the 5 of bowls, you see the land opening across the water. So these two are very, very similar, that we have to move away from sadness, exes, or the ability that, okay, we haven't had our dream job, so what do we do now? So what is it that you personally are crossing over to actually achieve your next step? And it's having that patience, but having that determination that you are happy, and quite frankly, you're already there. So moving forward from this, you do have the Spear King. When you have the Spear King, this is a very Leo energy at the moment. And with that Lionsgate, it's a portal opening to understand that we are responsible for where we are within that flowing of life, the consciousness of life. So being conscious where you are and putting into practice the energy, the responsibility, the willpower, the drive and determination. Because after all, when you're a king, you have that power of yourself. So this is important to know that energy comes from yourself, that creativity also comes from yourself. So being in charge and not being a victim. Also, we have the Stone Knight. So this is a good card for you guys, because that's long-term goal. This is definitely the long-term goal. So when you have the 7 of stones, this is the building blocks, having the patience for your end goal. So we still have to enjoy the flowing river of where we are and all the support system that you are actually giving to your own life as well as others. So you can see here the Stone Knight is going past a very wintry scene. So the winter is the reflection and the stillness that we need before the spring comes and that high energy. But making sure we're still in charge of where we are going, and then really making sure that we've planned. So this is why you see the checkerboard there. It's empty, there are no pieces on it. So any direction you can go, because you are flowing, you're fluid. So if you've got that flexibility of heart and mind, you can adapt and change. But with the 4 of stones, it's about don't block things, don't keep things hidden away. You have to really go with the flow here and really make sure that it's a long-term goal. So you have a understanding of where you're going, or maybe you don't, but plan ahead of what you do want. Do you want marriage? Do you want a home? Do you want to travel? Do you want that dream job? Do you want no job? All these things take planning and just kind of looking at the practicalities of where that is leading yourself. So with flowing river, you have fire and passion. That goes very nicely, doesn't it, with the Fire King? So when we have the Spear King and the fire, that is huge. It's like fire can be destructive, but it can be life-giving. So with fire, we have the warmth, we have the creativity, we have things that actually come from fire, like the death, the phoenix rising. When we have the willpower and the desire, it's like, yeah, I'm going for it, I'm going to do it today. And this is the kind of energy one needs to find that direction instead of taking a step back. But even though we have that determination and goal, we still need that planning. We still need to nurture ourselves, but we still have to maintain the desire and the passion for who we are and where we're going. All the great leaders, all the great people who you think are great within the world, they've had this passion, they've had this driving force to do something. So just imagine for 1 minute that your parents didn't have the drive to go on dates, to meet each other, to talk to each other. That would be a different story, wouldn't it? So passion is essential within life. So, oh, look at that. The rainbow and blessings. Oh, I think you guys need it after all this hard work that you've been trying to do. So having rainbow blessings, we all know that rainbows bring joy and light and colour and abundance at the end of rainbows. So if you have that passion and you can see where you're going, like the flowing river has straightforward, it knows exactly where it's flowing to. So too do you know what you're being blessed with. And that's the ability to trust in yourself. You have that belief that things are brilliant because here is your sign from the universe, from your ancestors saying, here is your rainbow. It is a gift to yourself that everything is going to be all right. Everything is fine. Just have that self-belief. And also with flowing river, we have Ariel. And new psychic and spiritual experiences are changing the way you view the world and yourself. Allow your spiritual gifts to open through study, prayer and meditation. So when we connect to our higher selves and when we actually connect to our spiritual guides, then they are trying to make you be a little bit more understanding that there is an order to your life. And to have patience is to connect to a simplicity and knowing that when we flow into a direction and not for something, we're actually achieving so much more. To have passion, to have those blessings, to know that abundance with anything within your life is fine. So have that kind of aspect that no matter where you are within your journey, you're already at the start and you're already at the end, and then you repeat again. Okay? So hopefully that all these readings have been of value. You may have picked one, you may have picked two, you may have actually picked three. So thank you for listening and have a great day.